Let's make this cookies and cream tray bake. For this, I used 2 packs of these very cute mini Oreos, 4 normal sized Oreos and 2 for the buttercream, 120 grams of baking spread, 120 grams of caster sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 15 grams of cocoa, 2 large eggs, 105 grams of self-raising flour and 2 tablespoons of milk. I used 550 grams of buttercream, 1 teaspoon of vanilla and 2 crushed Oreos. I made it in one of these trays from B&M. It's about 9 by 6.5 inches, or you can do it in a 7 by 7 inch square. I greased it and lined it, and then I put the baking margarine and caster sugar in the mixing bowl and creamed them together until light and fluffy, and then added the vanilla and the 2 eggs. I mixed it again. It did curdle at this point, but it's nothing to worry about. This is totally normal. I then weighed out half of that mixture into a separate bowl and tipped the other half back into the mixing bowl and added 60 grams of self-raising flour, 1 tablespoon of milk and 2 crushed Oreos. I like to crush them in different sizes, and then I spooned some blobs of it into the baking tray. Then with the other half of the mixture, I poured that into the mixing bowl and added 15 grams of cocoa and 45 grams of self-raising flour and another tablespoon of milk and 2 crushed Oreos again, and mixed it together and then piled that in as well. I wanted a marble mixed effect of the chocolate and vanilla sponge. So I used a knife to swirl the 2 mixtures together. I baked it at 150 fan. I made my buttercream the normal way I make buttercream, with the 2:1 ratio, icing sugar to butter. There is a detailed video of how I make my buttercream in my buttercream playlist. I crushed up 2 Oreos with a rolling pin and tipped those in 250 grams of the buttercream. I mixed it all together until combined. This is going to be a layer over the top of the cake. And then I used 300 grams to do the piping swirls around the outside. The cake baked for 35 minutes. I left it in the tin for about half an hour and then turned it out and removed the baking paper and let it cool, and then put it back in the tin upside down so I had a nice flat top. I covered all of the top with the cookies and cream buttercream. I didn't use this to pipe with because the bits of cookie can get stuck in the piping nozzle, so I just piped some vanilla buttercream in these swirly patterns, and then I used 2 packets of these mini Oreos, but you can use large Oreos and just crush them up if you like. And I just dotted them around on the swirls, and I also crushed a few up at the end and added those in. And that's the cookies and cream bake or sheet cake all finished. And of course I had to try a piece. This is the vanilla and chocolate sponge. You can see it's really nicely marbled together to represent the cookies and cream. This is really delicious. The soft sponge with the crunchy pieces of cookie running through it and the soft buttercream is absolutely lovely, and I'm glad I cut this into 6 and not 12 because I'll be having another big piece later. Will you be trying this?